Would you guys believe me if I told you Mr. Beast was completely broke and grew up struggling in a chaotic household?
My mom was in the military. She was a single mom and she worked a lot.
His early life was so difficult, he barely even remembers the first 10 years of his life.
Do you remember what you were doing when you were like 11 and 10? Because I don't.
When most people see Mr. Beast, they think of a rich, generous, and genius YouTuber.
I am sitting on $5 million in cash. In this video, we are building and giving away 100 houses. In this video, we're gonna help 2,000 people walk again!
But little do y'all know, Mr. Beast wasn't always like this. He was struggling, and life wasn't so easy for him. With the background he came from, statistically, he wasn't even supposed to make it. But even when life had him down, he kept on pushing. In this video, I'm gonna be showing you guys how Mr. Beast went from broke to rich. Now let's go way back to the beginning. Remember when I was saying the chances of Mr. Beast being rich and famous was super low? Yeah, it was difficult. Mr. Beast, also known as Jimmy Donaldson, was born in Wichita, Kansas on May 7th, 1998. He wasn't really raised in a traditional household because his parents divorced at an early age, so he was left living in a single mother household with his other two siblings. On top of that, he was from a lower middle class family. If you're familiar living in a divorced household or poor household, y'all know that things get messy. Before the divorce, Mr. Beast's parents were army officers in the military. He was the second son to both of them.
I'm a retired lieutenant colonel.
I did not know that.
Years on active duty in the army.
So you're like a military kingpin.
I guess so.
His mother, Susan Marie King Donaldson, now perisher, made history as the first female prison warden at the only military prison in Europe at that specific time. Those operations were run by the United States Department of Defense.
So yeah, I spent 21 years on active duty, retired lieutenant colonel, did all sorts of cool stuff, joined active duty in '86. I ended up being the first female prison warden for the DoD prison over in Heidelberg, Germany in 2001.
But even though his parents had honorable jobs, there was a dark secret behind closed doors. In Mr. Beast's mom's autobiography, titled Rock Bottom and Faithless, she was moody, uninterested, and overwhelmed being a mother. And because of that, she wasn't very present in Mr. Beast's early life. In retrospect, she really regrets acting like this. But as a result of this neglective behavior, Mr. Beast and his siblings were raised by other people. And when Mr. Beast's parents were together in the house, the whole vibe was off. In Mr. Beast's mom's autobiography, she said her family life had a lot of abusive issues, control issues, and overall fear just spread around. Charles Richard Donaldson Sr. was Mr. Beast's dad. He was an army officer, but when he got home, even the household couldn't catch a break from him. Mr. Beast's mom had to deal with a physically and emotionally abusive marriage for 21 years. This not only affected her, but the three young children as well. Young Mr. Beast couldn't do anything. All he could really do was watch the chaos unfold, and the family couldn't even catch a break. Later on in his youth, Mr. Beast's little sister was diagnosed with life-threatening leukemia. The mixture of this abuse and tragedy made the Donaldson household so toxic to live in. Eventually, Mr. Beast's mother had enough and they divorced. But even though they were separated, there were still years of fighting and argument with the parents. And it would even make the situation worse by bringing the kids into the equation. So imagine being a 12-year-old having to deal with this, and it's no wonder Mr. Beast can barely remember the first 10 years of his life. To add on to the turmoil, apparently Mr. Beast's mom lost everything in the 2008 financial crisis. The three kids and single mom couldn't catch a break, as the family had to constantly move around because of Mr. Beast's mom's military assignments. Eventually, the fragmented Donaldson family settled in North Carolina. I can't imagine how much pain Mr. Beast and his family had to go through, as they were probably in a constant state of stress and uncertainty. But this will be the tough past that shaped Mr. Beast to become who he is today. When Mr. Beast reached his preteen years, his life got less chaotic and he found a love and interest for many hobbies such as baseball. Mr. Beast started playing baseball when he was 10 years old. He started off with the Little League and then moved on to Babe Ruth. Even though he enjoyed the sport, he was still a very shy and timid child. He would watch a lot of ESPN on his free time, but outside of sports, he just watched a lot of YouTube. Keep in mind, this was 2008, so YouTube wasn't as widely popular as it is today. No one in his school liked watching videos, so he just kind of felt like an outcast.
No one in my school liked videos, so I kind of just felt like an outcast because I just was hyper obsessed over it. No one else really related to me on it.
And I can relate, me and Mr. Beast are around the same age, and during that time, if you were a kid watching YouTube, you were kinda seen as weird. As time went on, Mr. Beast treated YouTube as just entertainment, and he would continue playing baseball and attend school like a normal kid. But everything changed when he met one key person to his life, and this person's name is Kris Tyson. Other people may know him as Ava Kris Tyson now, but we're not gonna get into that.
Kris is one of my oldest friends, probably my oldest friend that I still know to this day.
Mr. Beast met Kris when he was still in middle school, and Kris was in high school. MrBeast was 12 and Kris was 14. They had a great friendship because they had a lot of similar interests, and they were the only kids that really enjoyed YouTube and talked about it a lot.
We were kind of the only kids that really liked YouTube and really enjoyed talking about it.
With that being said, MrBeast thought to himself, why am I watching this content when I could be a creator myself? What inspired him to think like this was when he was watching one of his favorite creators at the time. This guy's name was Woody's Gamertag. It was the year 2010 and Woody quit his job to go full-time on YouTube. And this was crazy because YouTube's partner program was still at its infancy at this time, as it came out in December 2007. It's barely been a thing for 3 years, and a lot of people didn't know you could make money on YouTube, let alone go full-time. MrBeast had an epiphany and realized, wow, you can make money doing this? So MrBeast locked in and made his first YouTube channel. By the way, if you guys want to learn about how to become a YouTuber or streamer or any type of content creator, I just released my first book that teaches you how to do so. This took me 2.5 months to make, so I would appreciate it if you guys checked it out. And if you're super serious about it, you can buy the book. The link is in the description, and I cover everything from how to start your channel, content strategy, and blowing up your social media profile, what topics to create, and how to make money. And trust me, my insight is valid because I've helped a bunch of other creators and companies you might know grow their YouTube channels, social media profiles, and their streaming careers to hundreds of thousands to even millions of subscribers and followers. And I've built my own personal YouTube channel to 300,000 subscribers prior to posting on this Kayama channel, and this channel is even more proof that I can do it again. Anyways, I want to be transparent with you guys, as ultimately my goal with this channel is to help anybody out that wants to become a creator or make some money. I appreciate you listening. On February 20th, 2012, MrBeast made his first YouTube channel. Funny enough, Tyson was his first subscriber.
I was there with Jimmy the day he created his YouTube channel, and I was actually his first subscriber.
MrBeast was 13 years, 9 months, and 13 days old at this point. Bro was young and practically clueless, but he knew he had a dream. His channel name at the time was called Beast5TY, and he started off with a $9.50 headset, a hand-me-down laptop that he stole from his older brother.
I had this really crappy hand-me-down laptop. I think my brother got it for Christmas, and I ended up kind of just like stealing it and using it.
And a new copy of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Oh, did I mention bro didn't even know how to edit YouTube videos like that yet? He was pretty much starting from ground zero.
I didn't know how to edit. I basically had nothing, knew nothing, had no money.
But even with those trials and tribulations, the 13-year-old MrBeast started posting content. But unfortunately, all that hard work was for nothing because he was barely getting views. But MrBeast wasn't a quitter. He kept on pushing and posting more content and came up with new strategies to grow. He went from 27 subscribers to 1,000 subscribers doing this tactic called sub for sub. How this basically works is that you have two people that want to grow their YouTube channels. So you collectively agree, if you follow me or subscribe to my channel, I'll follow you back or subscribe to you. And to be fair, this tactic is a double-edged sword, but I'll explain why later. MrBeast joined this YouTube group where he would subscribe to other people, and in turn, they would subscribe to him. MrBeast was growing and reached well over 6,000 subscribers because of this, but it came at a depressing cost. He was literally getting 2 views every time he got 1 subscriber, which is a terrible ratio. That means the people that subscribed to him weren't even engaging at all. He pretty much had a dead channel and it didn't even take off yet. But to be fair, his content wasn't that great either. That was another reason why people didn't stick around. MrBeast did this until he got 7,708 subscribers, but reality didn't really hit him until he uploaded a video and it only got 5 views with that subscriber count, and 3 of the views were himself.
And then I uploaded a video and it got 5 views, 3 of which are me.
This made MrBeast utterly sad and lose a lot of motivation, which in turn ended up with him deleting the Beast5TY channel on December 25th, 2012.
I just delete the channel out of frustration. I realized sub for sub's not a good idea. I realized all the time I wasted on.
MrBeast knew he either had to win or die trying, so he made a new channel called That Dude. The content on the channel was pretty random at the time, with no clear sense of direction, as he had a couple Minecraft videos, Pokemon, and even Call of Duty Black Ops 2 content.
What's up guys, and welcome to episode 1 of my Minecraft Let's Play.
MrBeast kept on making content under this name for a while. He later on changed it to MrBeast6000 after receiving it as a random gamer tag when he was playing Xbox.
When you create an account on Xbox, they have this thing where it just gives you a random gamer tag. And I was just like, MrBeast, this sounds cool.
He made an official logo for his name and kept on posting commentary content with gaming consistently for the next year, only to reach 300 subscribers.
What is going on guys? I just hit 300 subscribers, which is pretty freaking awesome. I'm pretty happy about it.
And don't get me wrong, 300 subscribers isn't that bad. Most people can barely even get 10. Like seriously, imagine 300 people in a room. That's a lot. But when you compare that to massive YouTubers With millions of subscribers, MrBeast was nowhere near his goal.
And I know you're saying, bro, 300 subscribers, that's not that much. I mean, there are people with millions. And compared to other people, no, 300 isn't that much. But for a guy just starting off and videos that aren't even that good, it's pretty freaking awesome. I have a lot of friends that are stuck at like 25 subscribers and would dream of getting 100.
And this was the beginning to the right mindset that would elevate MrBeast's career. He got a new microphone because he wanted to up his quality.
What's up, guys? I just bought a new microphone, the Blue Snowball, for around $60 off of Amazon. And if you've seen any of my older videos, this mic sounds like 30 times better than my old mic.
With this new upgrade, he managed to get to 100 videos and 700 subscribers.
Over the past year, I've gained over 700 subscribers and gained almost 80,000 video views. And that blows my mind because I never thought I'd get anywhere near that many subscribers.
That goes to show you success doesn't come overnight. 700 subscribers isn't a lot, but MrBeast kept going. If the biggest YouTuber on the planet right now took 1 year to get 700 subscribers, that goes to show you with hard work, smart thinking, consistency, and perseverance, you can accomplish your goals. And the longer you do it, the higher chance of you getting lucky. The first videos that gained MrBeast traction were in 2014, where he would talk about how much the biggest YouTubers at that time period were making off of YouTube, which is kind of ironic because that's kind of what my channel talks about, but with some obvious differences. That's a full circle moment right there. His first video in this series was titled How Much Money Does PewDiePie Make?
How much does PewDiePie make? $13,650. That is how much PewDiePie makes per day.
He also covered other YouTubers like Smosh, Penguin Zero, and even himself.
So here we go. I'll just throw a picture up in the video. It took me 75,000 views to make my first $100 off of YouTube.
And with this series, his channel started to gain more views. 200 views a video to be precise. Although that might not be a lot to some people, he was getting them consistently now. As before, his view count was very unorthodox, with some videos getting 100 views and others even as low as 10. He managed to break out of that barrier and 10 view purgatory, all just cause he made content on something he was curious about and people were interested in.
Look at it, isn't it beautiful? Quadruple digits. It has come to my attention, I've hit 1,000 subs. Pretty awesome. Thank you all for subscribing. I don't really know why you're subscribed to me because my videos kind of suck.
Keep in mind, MrBeast was in high school at this time. He was around 15 years old, grinding out YouTube and attending Greenville Christian Academy in North Carolina. Everything was going great until tragedy struck MrBeast. In 9th grade, MrBeast was diagnosed with Crohn's disease, an inflammatory bowel condition.
Basically, your intestines are inflamed, and because they're inflamed, you don't process food as well. So if I eat something, it would just go right through me, like literally within a day. And because it's so inflamed, it's like someone's just dragging a knife across your stomach. So it's super painful.
Before MrBeast found out what was wrong, he was feeling sick almost daily, and he even dropped 40 pounds one summer due to the severe discomfort.
I went from like 180 pounds down to 139. I remember 139 because that was my lowest, which at 6'2" was like a frail little twig. I mean, I barely could get out of bed. I had no energy to do anything. I didn't even want to go to school, and I just hated my life back then. It was really miserable.
MrBeast's stomach couldn't keep any food in, and it took him and his family months to figure out a proper diet plan and treatment for his condition. This affected his ability to do anything. MrBeast played baseball and basketball in high school.
Jimmy played sports, basketball, baseball, all the way through high school, all the way through his senior year.
During his games, he would always throw up behind the scenes, and he also had to use the bathroom a lot. MrBeast even mentioned that when his baseball team would go to McDonald's for a lunch break, he'd have to pack his own healthy food while watching other kids eat whatever they like without having to worry. I can only imagine the feeling of that. That sucks. Because of MrBeast's Crohn's disease condition, he had to drop his aspirations for playing baseball in college. Because he knew baseball wasn't gonna take him anywhere anytime soon, he decided to lock in and fully put all his attention to YouTube. MrBeast was consistent for a while, but just before he was about to hit 2,000 subscribers, he stopped uploading for a month. I'm not sure if it was due to the situation or condition he had, but it could be a mixture of that and motivation. MrBeast returned to YouTube after a month with a new outlook on life, and he's now on his second year doing YouTube.
It's been a month since I uploaded to YouTube, and to be honest, I was pretty sure I was done with YouTube.
During this time period, it seems MrBeast started to gain more knowledge about how to handle his money and time. time.
Be wise with your money, especially if you ever do something or invent something where you get a lot of money. Just be wise with it and don't let it go to your head. If you actually want to get somewhere off of doing a gaming channel, you really have to be original and you have to have high quality stuff. If it isn't high quality, why would they watch you instead of someone else?
With this new upload consistency, his channel started to pick up again, and he went from 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 to even 5,000 subscribers. At this point, MrBeast knew this was gonna be something big, but MrBeast's mother was still oblivious as to what he was doing outside of school. At this point, he'd been making content for 3 years now, and MrBeast got in trouble with his mom for not telling her about his YouTube channel.
And one of the first things she noticed is that I've been doing this for over 3 years, and she was like, why didn't you tell me you've been doing this?
When I first started making content, I definitely did not tell my mom. And that comes back to me just being super shy. I just didn't know how she would react.
I thought it was people from high school. Never ever did I connect that he was actually doing YouTube.
MrBeast would skip studying to go straight to making YouTube videos in his room. Obviously, his mom wasn't happy with that, but he was determined. This is what he wanted to do. He was so meticulous with his YouTube goals that he even made a series of videos guessing how much subscribers he would have in a certain amount of years. This ranged from 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, and even 10. Bro wasn't playing around.
At the time I'm recording this video, I have 8,000 subscribers and 1.8 million views. So whenever you see this, compare these numbers to whatever I have when you watch this.
What's up, guys? It's currently October 4th, 2015. If I don't have 1 million subscribers when you see this video, my entire life has been a failure.
MrBeast had huge ambition and he was just working with what he had. I mean, look at his setup at the time, for God's sake. It was janky.
It was really rough back then to make content. I'm kind of poor, so that's where I set my camera on.
I think I've shown you guys my setup before. We got the computer there, and then we got this 10-foot wide green screen right here. Pretty sick setup. I'm obviously really devoted to YouTube.
But to be fair, he was in a better position than where he was a couple years ago. He was essentially collecting scraps so he could buy decent equipment in the future. At the time, he was using a cheap Windows phone that only did 480p, which was terrible as most people watched YouTube videos in 1080p at the time. Even 720p was great.
The Windows phone I had, Windows phone sucked. It was like 480p. It didn't even make sense.
So he pretty much saved up for a year so he could get that setup and a computer that wouldn't crash while he was editing. After 3 years of hard work, MrBeast finally hit 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. Even though he reached this milestone that most people in their lives will never see, MrBeast was still unhappy. His problem was that he wasn't enjoying video games anymore, the primary content format that got him his first 10,000 subs. And if you understand the basic principles of social media, you know that switching your niche on YouTube isn't that easy, as your audience is already used to a specific type of content. So if you make a different form of content, they might not tune in because that's not what they subscribe for. So this was a scary transition for MrBeast.
It's really hard to become known on YouTube doing video game commentaries. It's too generic. It's not unique at all. You can't get anywhere doing this in 2015.
MrBeast wanted to switch to more variety content, as that particular style of gaming commentary was oversaturated at the time. This situation was a double-edged sword, because ultimately he could either increase his reach by pivoting away from gaming, or immediately alienate his current audience and lose all of his viewership. It was a difficult decision for MrBeast, but he decided to go forward with it anyway. Luckily, he wasn't alone, as he had a friend to help him out, Kris Tyson. On top of that, remember the old Windows phone that he had? That definitely didn't cut it for in real life content. So MrBeast had one of his family members help him buy a used iPhone. So his camera quality for vlogging was much better now. And that's when everything changed. Oh, and this was around the time MrBeast took the 6,000 out of his name and just kept it MrBeast, which was a great idea. Branding is everything in this day and age.
My channel name is no longer MrBeast 6000. Honestly, I don't like the way MrBeast 6000 sounds that much. Numbers make you look less professional. Most of the time, people remember MrBeast, but they never remember the numbers at the end, and so that's why I changed it. The people who are used to calling me MrBeast 6000 are now just gonna have to get used to calling me MrBeast, and in a month, it's gonna be like this never happened.
And he was right. On top of the name change rebranding, MrBeast even had his own theme song made for him by a YouTuber named Billy. Till this day, MrBeast still uses this song in his videos, and this was made in September 2015. Since MrBeast pivoted away from gaming commentary to more of IRL content, him and Kris were making goofy videos.
Let this be known, if I die, Crisscross Applesauce can have my channel.
61.
I'm gonna be like 90 and die, and then you're gonna pull this video up and be like, my kids are gonna want my channel, and you're gonna take it because I said it right there.
I'm gonna play this at your funeral, by the way.
And he didn't really have a niche. It was just mostly random content.
My niche, if I'm being honest, is being so
random that you don't know what to expect.
This is the same as saying you have no niche, pretty much. And that's okay, because he was working with it. At the time, MrBeast had 15,000 subs now, and there really wasn't any major goal for most of these videos. What motivated MrBeast was just the thought of possibly becoming a full-time YouTuber one day. It was now the fall of 2015, and MrBeast was a senior in high school. His due date for graduation was May 2016, and as that graduation date came closer, the pressure to blow up on YouTube started to hit him, because he wasn't really sure what to do with his life. But MrBeast's mom knew. She wanted MrBeast to go to college. She was a first-generation college student, so she was raised with the belief that college was 100% necessary.
I'm a first-generation college person.
Okay.
I'm pretty in a box in my thinking, right? I don't have that creative side that he has. So it was very natural for me to say, okay, you go to college.
MrBeast's major goal in high school was to never go to college.
I never wanted to go to college.
So this is when he decided to take YouTube much more seriously.
I'm like, oh, I'm still only making a few bucks a day. Like, we got to figure this out.
MrBeast then graduated high school in May 2016, and during that summer, he would grind out YouTube. One of his first major breakout videos, titled Cutting a Table in Half with Plastic Knives, got over 100,000 views in less than a month, and it also pushed him to 50,000 subscribers on June 11th, 2016.
All right, boys, I got my table here. I got a bunch of plastic knives. Probably have to go get more. Let us begin. So yeah, I just cut this table in half using a plastic knife.
At this time, I don't think MrBeast knew about the YouTube algorithm like that. It was just him doing random stuff until something hit. But I can explain to you guys what made this video to blow up. There's this thing on YouTube called average view duration and watch time. Average view duration measures the percentage of how many people watched your video throughout. And watch time is the number of hours people spent on your video. So the higher your view duration, the higher your watch time. YouTube wants people to stay on their platform and watch more videos. So your video has to be entertaining to get that high viewer duration and watch time. As with YouTube videos, you can kind of manipulate your content by adding fancy edits and great audio to keep viewers' attention. But MrBeast went completely left field with this situation and just made an interesting video idea. It didn't have crazy edits, it was just insane. And people watched it all the way through because they wanted to see, can a plastic knife really cut a table? Because of how high the metrics were, it created a positive feedback loop. If YouTube sees people are watching your content all the way through or for a long time, the algorithm's gonna keep wanting to milk that money machine and push your content even more until it reaches its audience ceiling, which is the maximum amount of people in an audience that YouTube can serve that particular video to, depending on multiple factors such as your niche and video topic. For example, a video about a niche hobby like underground music or a random trading card game has a smaller audience ceiling than a dancing cat video, because anybody can watch, laugh, and be entertained by it. But not everybody can relate to listening to underground music or an obscure trading card game like Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Magic the Gathering, or even Pokemon. Anyways, you get the point. That's why that cutting a table in half video did really well for MrBeast, because anybody can watch it. We all know what a plastic knife and table is. It's not a niche hobby, it's something we use every single day. So the audience ceiling was naturally high for that type of video. MrBeast's most viewed video has over 755 million views. YouTube's got this thing called CPM and RPM, which means cost per mil and revenue per mil. CPM is how much money advertisers are willing to pay for your content per 1,000 views. YouTube takes a 45% cut, which turns into RPM, which is how much you get paid per 1,000 views. MrBeast makes entertainment content, which has an average CPM of $2.74. With YouTube's 45% cut, his RPM would be $1.51. Now that I just gave you that info, I'll leave you guys to do the math as to how much MrBeast made off that one video. If you can't do it yourself, don't worry, I explain it later on in the video, so keep watching. During that summer, MrBeast experimented with different forms of content, as he wanted to replicate the success Cutting a Table in Half gave him. One in particular called the Worst series, where he would review the worst intros, thumbnails, and banners on YouTube, and even the worst Amazon reviews. Funny enough, this was one of my favorite series of MrBeast, as I started watching in May 2016. This series and a handful of other videos shot him to 100,000 subscribers on July 8th, 2016. The reason why this series did so well is because nobody was doing this at the time on YouTube, and even if they were, it wasn't as funny as MrBeast, as he would crack a lot of nonchalant, sarcastic jokes in these videos with a mixture of edgy humor. So this caused people to watch it all the way through because it was entertaining, and people were genuinely curious to see who was the next worst person. Unfortunately, human beings thrive on negativity because we evolved to spot threats more than things that would give us happiness or neutral feelings, as those threats will cause us to react faster. The fall was nearing and college was soon for MrBeast. His mom told him he could stay in the house if he goes to college, but if he doesn't, then he has to leave the house. house.
You drop out of college, you gotta leave my house.
So MrBeast, being under that pressure, decided, dang man, let me just stay home and go to school. So MrBeast went off to community college later that fall. His mom specifically enrolled him into a community college because it was much cheaper, and his mom knew dang well she wasn't gonna risk all that money for university to a child that's not even sure he wants to go to college. So MrBeast went to college for 2 weeks and then all of a sudden stopped going to classes. For another 2-week period, he would pretend like he was going to classes just so his mom wouldn't question him.
I think he went to school for 2 weeks, and then I think he pretended to go to school for 2 weeks. Remember, I'm working academics for the football
Yeah,
team.
100%. You're like, I know.
During the time he was supposed to be at college, he was actually recording YouTube videos. MrBeast got a huge spark of motivation when he got to college, so he doubled down on YouTube and he started seeing results. But MrBeast's mom started to notice some inconsistencies.
So I'm going like, okay, don't you have an assignment due on Sunday night for this? And you know, and I'm not really getting some good solid answers out of this.
Eventually, MrBeast couldn't keep lying to his mom and he had to tell her the truth at some point.
So finally he was just tired of tap dancing and he goes, yeah, I dropped out, haven't been.
With MrBeast's mom hearing this, she had to make the hard decision. She had to kick him out and tell him to get the heck out the house.
Okay, then you have to leave my house. It was so sad. I tell you, it was the saddest
so sad.
thing I ever did.
The fact that his mom regrets it shows that she's a great mother and actually cares for her child, but she clearly wanted to lay down some boundaries. MrBeast's mom was supportive but realistic. Fortunately, MrBeast saw this coming and he was making enough money from YouTube at the time to live by himself.
He was definitely financially prepared to do this.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you pushed him to a place where he had to be accountable for the decision.
Even though his channel wasn't that big yet, he was consistently making around $1,000 a month, which was more than enough for an 18-year-old college dropout. 1 week later, after breaking the news to his mom, MrBeast moved out of her house and ended up getting his own apartment for $720 a month, which is actually a steal, but I'm assuming it's because the cost of living in MrBeast's area in North Carolina is much cheaper than the average. MrBeast invited Kris Tyson to move in with him, but Kris said he didn't know if he could afford it. MrBeast said, I got you, I just need to get out of here. With this newfound freedom and motivation, MrBeast had no excuse but to go up from here. He had a strict routine of waking up, making videos, and going straight back to bed. MrBeast had been living alone for 4 months now. He was just doing anything to garner attention at this point. And then one day, Kris Tyson showed MrBeast Naruto, a very popular shonen anime, and one of my favorite animes of all time. And I say that with a lot of passion because I've watched over 200 anime series. But anyways, this story's not about me, it's about MrBeast. On January 2017, MrBeast was trying to figure out how he could make content while also trying to binge watch Naruto. So he came up with a genius idea where he counted from 1 to 100,000 in one sitting while watching the show, and it instantly blew up.
And that's when he decided to count to 100,000, which is really his first breakout video.
With over 1 million views within the first month, and it's now sitting at 31 million views. This video was so big, it was even on the news.
You know, got picked up by a TV channel, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Like, who's this crazy person?
The reason why this video blew up for MrBeast was because it was unusual for the time. Who's genuinely insane enough to want to count from 1 to 100,000 in one sitting? And for 40 hours, who has time for that? Nobody, and that's why it blew up. Remember when I was talking about watch time earlier? This is the same situation, but on a wider scale. He had a crazy topic, and the video was so long, people watched it all the way through, which boosted MrBeast's watch time. If YouTube sees that hundreds of thousands to millions of people are sitting through a 24-hour video, they're gonna keep milking your content and push it out to more people because it benefits YouTube. More people sticking on the platform equals more time spent on YouTube and more videos they'll watch. And on top of that, the CTR of the video, also known as click-through rate, which measures how effective your title and thumbnail is, was likely high as well, just due to the absurd nature of the title. The thumbnail was super simple, but the fact that he followed through with it with the content, especially in the first 15 seconds of the video, hooked the viewers in. After seeing this crazy success, MrBeast doubled down on these crazy video ideas and essentially made his content about crazy challenges the average person wouldn't do, which made his content super interesting. And because most people wouldn't do it, MrBeast set a high barrier to entry for this content format, so it'll be hard for other people to replicate. So he virtually had no competition and was dominating this niche. Like, come on, what sane person is gonna be watching Dance Till You're Dead for 10 hours or spinning a fidget spinner for 24 hours? Fun fact, he actually got the world record for that. Bro just be completing random side quests. Capitalizing on this content style shot MrBeast to 1 million subscribers on May 6, 2017. Even though MrBeast was dominating this content format, he still wanted to differentiate himself. So he managed to convince a sponsor named Quid to give him $10,000 for a YouTube video. Initially, Quid was like, no. But MrBeast said, please double it and I'll give it to a homeless person. Surprisingly, after a 3-hour-long conversation, they agreed to it. So Jimmy called up Kris and they filmed the video.
This is not clickbait. I'm going to give a random homeless guy $10,000 today. 1, 10.
It's about $10,000. I'm not joking.
You're right.
It's real.
After filming this video, MrBeast said this felt fulfilling as he was helping somebody in dire need. And to his surprise, it got 2.5 million views in less than 2 months. This was the spark of one of MrBeast's charitable acts that he would continue to do on his channel. Till this day, he continued doing this with pizza delivery men, Twitch streamers, Uber drivers, and just people that needed it. He even gave his mom a $100,000 check to pay off her house.
I wanted to give you a check.
No, Jimmy. For my mortgage?
Oh, should we get all emotional for this?
Oh my god.
Where's the house mortgage place? I can just get it to him for you. The house mortgage place.
Most people know MrBeast nowadays for giving away lots of money and also spending lots of money for doing crazy challenges, answering the world's weirdest questions. It didn't matter how absurd or dumb the questions were, people wanted to see it. MrBeast would reinvest all the earnings from his videos, including sponsors, to fund his next content. So it became this ever-increasing money cycle where each video would blow up and he would get more money from sponsors, and then that would blow up and he would get more money from sponsors, and you get the point. So it became MrBeast's motto to make the best video possible while also helping people out.
Would you rather have this $10,000 in cash or this key that goes to something expensive? You have 10 seconds to decide.
The key.
Javier!
No way!
You just
No
won
way!
a brand new
What?
car. It's worth $26,000.
Most YouTubers grow, get to a high point, and then fall off because they fail to innovate. But MrBeast continuously keeps growing because he keeps innovating with each new video, reinvesting most of his profits back into his content, with videos costing 50 million annually and probably more to produce. According to MrBeast, each of his videos costs around 350,000 to 3.5 million views per video. And that was over a year ago when he said that. So it could cost even more.
2 years ago, we were spending 100 grand a video. Now we're spending probably 1.5 million a video. I just reinvest everything I make. As I made more money, I was just like, I want to spend it on videos somehow. That was just my mindset.
To make his content much more entertaining, he invited more of his friends into the videos. Some you may know as Carl, Chandler, Jake the Viking, Garrett, Tyler, Tarek, Kris, and Nolan. It was now the year 2018. With all these factors combined, MrBeast would hyper-analyze the statistics on his YouTube videos to optimize for the best watch time, CTR, average view duration, and overall engagement, as trying to perfect these would bring him to the widest audience possible. As far as click-through rate goes, MrBeast's titles were short and snappy, and always had a level of shock value. His thumbnails were very simple and showed you what the title consisted of, with lots of contrasting colors and vivid emotion. You guys have to understand that over 50% of people that watch YouTube watch it on their phone, and surprisingly, the number of people watching it on their TV is getting higher too, because people are treating YouTube like the new age television. Not many people are watching traditional cable anymore, so MrBeast knows that thumbnails need to grab attention immediately and be readable on smaller screens and eye-catching on bigger screens. How many times have you found yourself scrolling through YouTube and seeing a video with an uninteresting long title or a messy and crowded thumbnail? MrBeast is aware of that. The internet moves fast and our attention span is super low nowadays. The average human attention span is shorter than a goldfish, and it's 8 seconds versus a goldfish's 9 seconds. So having a good title and thumbnail is really crucial to getting viewership. Even if MrBeast got people to click his videos, it doesn't promise that they're gonna stay and watch the whole thing. So this is where watch time and average view duration comes into play. The first thing MrBeast does is get straight to the point in the intro of the video, also called the hook. How many times have you watched a YouTube video where somebody's waffling around talking about something that doesn't even relate to the topic until the 2-minute mark? Isn't it a complete waste of your time? The first 15 seconds are the most important, and if you can't hook people within those first 15 seconds quick enough, they're gone and off to watch a new video that captures their attention better. That's why at the beginning of every single MrBeast video, he literally tells you what he's gonna do the second the video starts.
I've gathered 50 of the biggest YouTubers on the planet, and whichever one lasts the longest in this queue wins that $1 million for their subscribers. never before seen in YouTube history.
That was literally the first 15 seconds of that video. You see how he got straight to the point? MrBeast set the premise, stakes, and twist all in that short time period. He also knows how to make a clear story structure with a beginning, middle, and end. And most of his problems aren't even solved until the end of the video anyway, which forces people to stay and watch until the end. His video length can range from 10 to 30 minutes, but because of his retention tactics and pacing, such as constantly adding stakes that keeps viewers glued to their chairs, humor with lots of energy, and moments that are more emotional and slower, these retention tactics make people want to watch all the way through. Another reason MrBeast grew so quick was because he was a master at content themes. Most viral videos on YouTube are either reactions, challenges, drama videos, pranks, money related, or they show other large influencers such as YouTubers and streamers or celebrities in their content. MrBeast was clever by having a combination of all these viral themes in most of his videos, resulting in tens of millions to even hundreds of millions of views. He even went as far as to dub his videos in different languages such as Spanish, Japanese, and Hindi, so people in non-English speaking countries can watch his content. As time went on, MrBeast wanted to expand his brand, and 2019 was the year he started to do that. On June 8th, 2019, MrBeast hit 20 million subscribers. So to celebrate, he wanted to plant 20 million trees. So MrBeast contacted a YouTuber named Mark Rober, who's an ex-NASA scientist and also a science YouTube influencer, and they both came together to speak to companies for 8 months straight until they could come up with a solid plan for this. Eventually, they settled with a company called Arbor Day Foundation, an organization that's planted hundreds of millions of trees, and they moved forward with the idea. They called it Team Trees.
Today, we will be planting 20 million trees. And we put them in the hole. Now we need mulch. Put the mulch around the tree, we hydrate it, and there we go.
They started taking initiation on October 25th, 2019. MrBeast and Mark Rober got hundreds of creators to help promote it, and it captured many people's hearts and people started donating. It had so much influence that even Elon Musk donated $1 million. After a month of this going on, they ended up raising over $24 million and planting 20 million trees. It was now the year 2020, and MrBeast started a new channel called MrBeast Gaming in April 2020, where he would post gaming content with himself and friends, playing various games such as GTA and Minecraft. After 6 months, that channel hit 10 million subscribers. During 2020, he also expanded on his philanthropic efforts, and MrBeast helped a lot of people in need because this was during the COVID pandemic. Some of these massive feats include him buying out a whole grocery store, allowing other people to take what they need for free, essentially helping people and families that are struggling get back on their feet. He also partnered with a company called Smithfield to donate 2 million meals to his area in North Carolina.
We filled 6 semi-trucks with over $1 million worth of food because now more than ever, food banks genuinely need our help.
These efforts helped spark the birth of his philanthropy channel called Beast Philanthropy. It was started September 17th, 2020, where every single video is dedicated to helping people out in dire need. From building wells in African towns that don't have proper water sources to helping 2,000 people get new legs. If MrBeast doesn't go to heaven for all of these good acts, I don't know what the heck I'm gonna go to heaven for. With that being said, MrBeast expanded his empire with a handful of other channels, such as Beast Reacts, where he reacts to random videos on the internet, and MrBeast 2, where he posts miscellaneous content and live streams, and a handful of other channels in different languages and random channels he's made in the past, with most of those language channels now being abandoned due to MrBeast focusing on dubbing his audio on his main channel so he can bring the viewers there, rather than segmenting them to different channels. And with YouTube's new auto-dubbing feature, which uses AI to automatically translate your voice into a different language, keeping the same tonation, it's a huge game changer, as most of the world doesn't speak English, so having that ability to be translated to a different language gives you a wider audience and reach. Around the same time, a video MrBeast made 5 years prior, titled Hi Me in 5 Years, which was made October 4th, 2015, came out October 4th, 2020, and he was hoping to reach 1 million subscribers.
At the time I'm recording this video, I have 8,000 subscribers and 1.8 million views.
If I don't have 1 million subscribers when you see this video, my entire life has been a failure.
Surprise, surprise, he beat it by reaching 43 million. On December 19th, 2020, MrBeast uploaded a video titled I Opened a Restaurant That Pays You to Eat at It, where people basically got free money and electronics just for ordering a burger.
I opened up the world's first free restaurant. And if that wasn't enough, I also paid people to eat at my restaurant.
We haven't even opened yet, and the police
MrBeast just told us they had to shut down a mile of traffic and there's 1,000 cars in line.
The event got so large, it piled up traffic for 20 miles. But it was a great marketing tactic. This video marked the birth of MrBeast Burger, which was a fast food franchise ran by MrBeast. When it was first launched, MrBeast opened 300 restaurants, which was crazy at the time because no other YouTuber was doing this. It doesn't exist anymore due to inconsistencies with the food and the overall structure of how the restaurant was set up, as it wasn't a traditional brick and mortar restaurant. It was a ghost kitchen model, which basically means you don't have a physical restaurant and another large corporation is making your food for you on behalf of your brand, which is essentially a restaurant inside of a restaurant. Even though Beast Burger doesn't exist anymore, they still made $150 million in revenue with a profit of $30 million. Overall, MrBeast found something else he was more passionate about. He wanted to focus and lock in on Feastables, his chocolate brand.
This is my old Feastables chocolate bar. And as you know, it tastes better than a Hershey's bar.
According to MrBeast, most of the money he makes to film his videos come from Feastables sales. As of 2024, Feastables was projected to $500 million that year. I'm assuming it's because chocolate is much more easier to produce and manage than having a large restaurant chain. Also, Feastables is global. Anybody around the world can buy it. That's the more reason why Feastables is much more successful. The year is now 2021, and MrBeast's influence is only beginning to rapidly take effect on the world. During this year, he decides to expand on his philanthropic efforts. He does this by creating a fundraising program called Team Seas. The goal for this fundraiser was to raise $30 million to clean the oceans. Surprisingly enough, they blew past the $30 million goal and ended up raising over $33 million.
This is one of the dirtiest beaches in the entire world. And we're gonna pick up every single piece of trash on this beach.
By the end of 2021, MrBeast ends up remaking the entire set and game of Squid Games, which is a popular South Korean show on Netflix that's gained worldwide recognition.
I recreated every single set from Squid Game in real life, and whichever one of these 456 people survives the longest wins 456 grand.
If that doesn't blow your mind enough, after uploading the Squid Game video, it instantly was a success, and MrBeast ended up breaking a new record for the most subscribers gained in one day, with over 1.4 million subscribers gained in less than 24 hours. As time moves on, MrBeast's videos get bigger and bigger, with more money being spent on them, more philanthropic efforts, and larger game show prizes. Fast forward to 2024, MrBeast was planning a crazy idea. That idea was called Beast Games, an ambitious reality show costing $100 million to produce, with over 1,000 contestants, that premiered on Amazon Prime with a $5 million grand prize.
I am sitting on $5 million in cash and competing for it. Open the gates! Are these 2,000 contestants?
Within that budget, he spent $14 million creating the set called Beast City in Toronto, Canada.
Welcome to Beast City. I've spent over $15 million literally building a city from scratch.
The first episode of the Beast Games was launched December 19th, 2024, and the last episode, season finale, came out February 13th, 2024. The winner of the Beast Games, Jeffrey Allen, also known as Player 831, ended up winning $10 million instead of the $5 million grand prize. How he did this was he ended up winning a coin toss that would either have him keep the grand prize amount the same or double it, and the odds were in his favor. He doubled it. Also, another player named Mia Spite, aka Player 952, won a $1.8 million private island. And that's not even the end of it. Beast Games ended up breaking over 40 Guinness World Records. The biggest world record the show broke was the cost of the show itself at $100 million. Beast Games is officially the most expensive season of a competitive reality TV show. MrBeast has expanded his business ventures to unforeseen limits for a YouTube creator, and it's only gonna get bigger and better from here. We're now almost halfway to 2025, and MrBeast is closing in on 400 million subscribers on YouTube with an average view count of 100 to 200 million views per video, over 115 million on TikTok, over 66 million on Instagram, over 27 million on Facebook, and over 32 million on X, aka Twitter. All this wasn't possible without MrBeast's drive and supportive environment around him. Even though his mom really wanted him to go to college, she ultimately decided to support him because he was serious about his goals and showed realistic results. She currently manages many aspects of his company, including financial financial oversight and direction with his philanthropic acts.
He does what he does. I know what I need to do on the backside to support him, to protect him, protect his assets. It's a very, very great balance of both of us.
Having good and supportive parents can be a game changer in your success in life. It's not to say that it's impossible if you don't have good supporting parents, but it definitely makes it easier. Aside from his numerical success, in terms of reach, MrBeast has had countless influential milestones. He's won the Creator of the Year award 4 years in a row at the Streamy Awards. He also won the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards 3 times in a row, from 2022 to 2024, for being the best male creator. And he's named one of the world's 100 most influential people by Times Magazine in 2023. And the list gets longer. Here's a list of accomplishments MrBeast personally has listed on his YouTube channel. MrBeast revolutionized YouTube with high-budget productions and philanthropy-focused content. He built one of the most loyal online communities by being transparent, generous, and true to himself. What's crazy is that he even got offered $1 billion to buy out his YouTube empire and his other social media accounts. But MrBeast turned it down because he valued his business closer to 10 to 20 billion, which is honestly pretty accurate. MrBeast is a household name, and it would make 0 sense to sell it at that little price right now, especially when he can make much more in the future. MrBeast is one of the most successful YouTubers in the industry, all at the young age of 26, soon to be 27, and he's making millions, if not even billions at this point. That brings me on to my next segment. How much does MrBeast really make? In this section, we'll be calculating MrBeast's income sources and his final estimated net worth. Let's start off with where I left you guys off earlier in this video. MrBeast's most viewed YouTube video and his ad revenue. MrBeast's most viewed YouTube video has 770 million views. The average CPM for an entertainment channel like MrBeast is $2.74. After YouTube takes their 45% cut, MrBeast's CPM turns into something called RPM, which means revenue per thousand views. MrBeast's RPM is $1.51. So with a CPM of $2.74, MrBeast would have made $2.1 million from a 770 million viewed video. Obviously, YouTube has to take their 45% cut, so the total revenue MrBeast takes away is $1.16 million off of one video, which is a crazy amount of money and genuinely insane when you consider this isn't a fraction of what MrBeast is making at all. He still has other revenue sources that tops this. Also, fun fact, MrBeast spends around $3 million or even more per video.
Yeah, I think the average video right now is around $2.1 million. If you include every cost, $3.5 million a video now.
That's more money than the average person's ever gonna see in their lifetime. That's genuinely insane. Now let's combine all of MrBeast's views and see how much he's made throughout his YouTube career off of just ad revenue. Currently, MrBeast has over 28 YouTube channels, but the vast majority of them are inactive. So to simplify things, we're gonna count the 5 official YouTube channels MrBeast uses the most of. If we take all the views from those channels, MrBeast would have a combined total of 98.7 billion views. That's crazy, almost 100 billion. Now with a CPM of $2.74, MrBeast would have made a combined total of $270 million off ad revenue from all of his YouTube channels. But unfortunately, YouTube takes their 45% cut, so MrBeast is actually taking away $150 million off his combined ad revenue from all of his channels. And this is barely scratching the surface. MrBeast still makes money from sponsorships, his companies, merchandise, and more. But let's take it one at a time, and let's see how much MrBeast makes from YouTube memberships. Being a YouTube member for a creator's channel means you pay a certain amount of money a month to support that creator and you get something back from it, whether that be exclusive content, member-only updates, and other stuff. It's kinda like a Netflix subscription but for your favorite creator. At the time I'm recording this, MrBeast's YouTube membership amount is not public. However, MrBeast is getting $4.99 a month from them. In order to make an accurate estimate as to how much money he makes off of his YouTube members, we have to first estimate how many YouTube members MrBeast would have in the first place. At the time I'm recording this video, MrBeast has 375 million subscribers. We can assume a realistic estimate of 0.1% of MrBeast's YouTube subscribers convert into actual channel members. So MrBeast would have an estimated 375,000 YouTube members supporting his content every month. If we multiply MrBeast's one and only tier of $4.99 by the number of people in his channel membership subscription, MrBeast would be making $1,871,000 a month from his YouTube membership. Over the course of a year, MrBeast will be making $22,455,000 a year from memberships. Unfortunately, YouTube takes a 30% cut from channel memberships, so MrBeast's actual takeaway earnings monthly would be $1,309,000 $209,000 and yearly $15,718,000 from channel memberships. Next, let's talk about how much MrBeast makes from merchandise. Fun fact, approximately 40% of MrBeast's yearly income comes from his merchandise. So that goes to show you how important it is. MrBeast has a dedicated merchandise website, and the average price of his merchandise is around $35. On average, most successful YouTubers have around 1 to 5% of their subscribers purchase their merchandise. For MrBeast, we can use an estimated 2% for a realistic approach, considering his popularity and active fan engagement. So if MrBeast currently has 375 million subscribers and 2% of his fans buy his merch, that would mean MrBeast has 7,500,000 loyal fans that actively buy his merch. If each of those fans buy a $35 piece of merchandise, MrBeast could potentially make $262,500,000 off of one merchandise drop. MrBeast's merch website doesn't really look like it has a lot of limited edition items. It looks more so of a marketplace of MrBeast merch, so you could buy stuff at any time. So the revenue could be much higher than what I'm even talking about right now. Also, this is only one merch drop. He could do multiple a year if he wanted to. Hypothetically, if MrBeast did 12 merch drops a year, one time a month, he could make $3.15 billion. But that's not realistic, because making merch and shipping it all out is a lot of planning. And don't get me started on the fees, expenses, and taxes you have to go through. So we might not even get to keep all that money. Now let's get into MrBeast's assets, such as his houses and cars. MrBeast's real estate portfolio reportedly includes over 30 properties, but there's only a few that are publicly vocalized. So to start off with the first public property, in 2018, MrBeast bought a 4-bedroom home in Greenville, North Carolina for approximately $320,000. In 2020, MrBeast bought another house near his primary residence in Greenville, North Carolina for $263,000. He then bought 3 more surrounding homes around a cul-de-sac for his team and family for $1.45 million. And as you guys can tell, the houses aren't really luxurious. They just look like upper middle class American style living, which is honestly fine. You don't need a mansion to be happy. I respect that because it keeps you grounded to reality too. MrBeast also has a 50,000 square foot filming studio estimated at $14.1 million. This is where a lot of his crazy video ideas are conceptualized, created, and executed. He even has in-house editors, graphic designers, and other form of creative and technical teams working in there too. He also owns a $1.1 million car collection that consists of a Lamborghini Aventador worth $400,000, a Rolls-Royce Wraith worth $340,000, a Mercedes Maybach S-Class worth $225,000, Tesla Model 3 worth $59,000, a Nissan Armada worth $60,000, and a BMW 3 Series worth $49,000. That's a solid collection right there. Next, we can't forget about sponsorships. That's one of the main bread and butters of revenue streams for creators. I couldn't really find much detail as to how much MrBeast charges for sponsorships when I was doing my research, so we're gonna have to do some estimates. First, let's consider a couple factors. Given MrBeast's massive audience size of over 375 million subscribers and his status as the biggest YouTuber in the world, it's reasonable to assume his sponsorship rates are significantly higher than most creators. MrBeast's content is known for his creativity, authenticity, and high production value, which gives him a lot of trust from his audience, a key factor brands consider when sponsoring creators. And also, Forbes reported that MrBeast earned an estimated $85 million between June 2023 and June 2024, which came from sponsorships and business ventures. This shows that his sponsorships are very profitable. Long story short, brands will be willing to pay a lot of money for access to his audience. So I'm estimating on the low end, MrBeast will be charging $500,000 for smaller campaigns and less prominent placements in his videos. On the mid-range, he would be charging $1 to $2 million per sponsorship for standard integrations where the brand is featured prominently, but not as the central focus of the video. On the higher end, MrBeast could be charging $3 to $5 million per sponsor or even more for large-scale, highly customized campaigns where the brand is central to the content. So to summarize this, MrBeast could be making $500,000 to $5 million or more per sponsorship, depending on the campaign scale and level of integration with his content. If these sponsorships are a monthly occurrence, MrBeast could be earning $3.6 million to $36 million a year off sponsorships alone. Next, let's dive into MrBeast's earnings from his business ventures. We can start off with Feastables. Feastables is MrBeast's chocolate and snack brand. It launched in 2022. By the end of 2025, it's projected to generate $520 million in revenue, and possibly even more in the near future. This growth is driven by its massive popularity, strategic marketing, and partnerships with retailers nationwide. Next, we have have Beast Burger. Beast Burger was MrBeast's virtual restaurant chain, launched in December 2020. It offered affordable burgers through ghost kitchens and delivery services. While it's no longer actively expanding, it still generates residual income from branded partnerships. By the end of 2025, Beast Burger is estimated to contribute to $50 million in revenue, thanks to its established brand recognition and ongoing collaborations. Even though Beast Burger shut down its operations in 2023 due to operational challenges, the brand itself still remains valuable. MrBeast monetizes it through licensing deals, co-branded promotions, and residual revenue from existing contracts. For example, food companies or delivery platforms might pay to use the Beast Burger name, ensuring it continues to generate passive income. And lastly, we have his Lunchly brand. Lunchly is MrBeast's newest venture, a food and snack brand similar to Lunchables, another popular snack brand that's been around a lot of our childhoods. It's designed to appeal to kids and families with convenient pre-packaged meals. Even though it's still in early development, Lunchly is projected to make $20 million in revenue by the end of 2025. It just needs to keep scaling up production and distribution while leveraging MrBeast's massive audience for promotion. Now, if you combined all the revenue from these businesses, MrBeast would be making a total of $600 million in revenue, and possibly even more in the future. Now, here's the best part: MrBeast's final net worth. If we combine MrBeast's income sources and assets such as his houses and cars, and factoring an investment round that could value his company at $5 billion, as reported by The Guardian, within his period of being a content creator for 13 years and a full-time content creator for 8 years, MrBeast's final estimated net worth would be $3.7 to $4.3 billion. Honestly, I don't even know what to say to that. That's more money than people have made in their family bloodline for thousands of years, off of just making YouTube videos. That is insane, bro. Even though MrBeast makes a lot of money, unfortunately, the government always has to get involved. So we have to figure out his net worth after taxes. Considering MrBeast is from North Carolina, I'm assuming that's his home base of operations. So MrBeast has to deal with 37% federal taxes, 4.75% North Carolina state tax, and 15.3% self-employment taxes, plus capital gains on investments. So MrBeast's net worth after taxes would be approximately $2.5 billion. That means he's paying roughly $1.2 billion to $1.75 billion in taxes, which is more than what some entire companies make in a year. It's crazy to think that the government can swipe that much money away just like that. But it's a good thing tax deductibles exist. Regardless though, it's insane to think that a random kid with an obsession for YouTube, with nothing more than a janky bedroom setup and sheer determination, could create a revolution in content creation.
People gave me so much advice on why I shouldn't be doing it, why I'm crazy. Every step of the way, people wanted to tell me why I shouldn't be doing this and should get a life, should stop being too obsessed, everything. And then once I'm successful, those same people are like, dang, you're a genius.
MrBeast didn't just dream big. He worked tirelessly to turn his challenges into opportunities. And he did it while staying relentlessly positive. In a world where negativity often breeds engagement, his uplifting, wholesome approach is a breath of fresh air. It's a reminder that making positive content can truly allow anybody to succeed on YouTube or beyond. MrBeast's journey from humble beginnings to becoming the biggest YouTuber ever, with over 700 million followers and subscribers across all platforms, is proof that your environment matters, but so does your mindset. He took risks, reinvested everything he earned back into his craft, and stayed true to himself every step of the way. His content isn't just entertaining, it reflects who he is. A genuinely likable, kind, and ambitious person who believes in giving back as much as the gains. In just 13 years, MrBeast transformed his passion into an empire, proving that anybody starting from nothing can make it to the top, as long as they're willing to put in the work. Even when self-doubt comes in, there's always a way forward. But hey, don't take my word for it. Let me let MrBeast give you his advice.
Any of you listening, your first video is not going to give you. So stop sitting there and thinking for months and months on end. All you need to do is make 100 videos and improve something every time. People can make excuses all they want and say it's just luck. You can study your way to consistently make viral videos. Even if you have 0 subscribers, it's a learnable skill.